What's happening, brochachis? Today is Tuesday, and how we do every Tuesday on this channel, we're gonna be learning a new trick. And today it's the ice pick. But before we get into all of that, I'm gonna need you guys to smash that like button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Also, at the very end of this video, I will be announcing the winners of my wheel set, or individual wheels that is, and how you can enter to win my bike. So make sure you stay tuned in to the very end. As is customary for this channel, I like to break things down in a very simplified yet detailed format. So once again, the trick of the day is the Icepick Stall. Now, this is a little more advanced than I've done in the last few videos. Essentially, the prerequisites for this trick are bunny hopping, knowing how to do a double peg, knowing how to manual. Essentially, for this trick, you're going to want to ride perpendicular to a ledge, so as if you're going to crash into it. You're going to want to 90 onto it. Now, you don't necessarily have to know how to double peg stall before you ice pick stall. I was always better at ice picks than I was double pegs for some weird reason. I think essentially it's because I was able to lean back a little more and I knew where the back peg was, versus on a double peg, sometimes I feel that you're so focused on the front end getting on that you forget about the back end. Leave me a comment down below if that's something that's ever happened to you guys. When learning this trick, I do recommend finding something like a brick ledge if you can. Learning it on something with coping or a ledge that's very slick makes it difficult to learn the stall. Because in BMX, we have the grind and the stall. And a stall is essentially where you're stuck on the grind. You're not really moving, but it requires the same balance point. So you find something that, like this brick ledge or a ledge that's pretty rough, it'll really stick on there nicely. All right, so as you can tell, grinding isn't exactly the best option on here. It'll get stuck on the ridges, and the bricks themselves tend to shatter when you get on them, so it'll impede your grinding a bit. So again, this is the perfect ledge to learn stalls. How it works is, since your forward momentum is going to be almost running into the ledge, so the way that those wheels sound on the bricks is pretty much the same way your pegs are going to sound on this brick. Back to the tutorial. If you're coming at the ledge directly at it, you're going to have to hop a 90 onto it. So a 90 is half a 180 if you guys aren't geometrically inclined. And obviously this works both ways, both left and right, or clockwise or counter, whatever's more comfortable for you. I am left foot forward, so I will be doing it to the left. That means I will be turning to the right or clockwise. I'll demonstrate one quick stall, just so you can get familiar with the concept. So that was essentially just to show you guys how the stall is formed. Probably gave it about a half a crank. Then I 90'd onto the ledge, put both pegs down. You don't really have to complete the rotation and do like a 90 off. You just kind of hop off to the side. You don't really need to know how to do the double peg, but it does help. So I'll show you how slow you can actually go to just stall the ledge. So if there's some of you guys at home that just want to skip the double peg, but if you want to get more of the fundamentals, I do recommend working your way up from the double peg. If you get really comfortable with it, then you can kind of lead your way up to the ice pick. Recommend just riding parallel to the ledge, taking a quarter crank and just hopping onto it. Like so. When you get good at this trick, I do not recommend putting your pedal down. Is the equivalent of putting your foot down. It's kind of cheating, so don't do that unless you're doing like a lucky or an unlucky. But for a double peg, you don't want your foot down. But when you're first learning the trick, it does help a bit. So I would prefer you guys not to learn it like that, but if you have to, put your pedal down. So once you're on the ledge, the next thing to do is just hop off. And for this smaller ledge, you don't have to really worry about it too much, or you don't have to like 90 off or anything. You just can do one of two things. You can lean into the ledge and then push yourself away, or you can lightly bunny hop off. I like to lean into it a little bit so that it gives me some pop. Pop. Now, once you're very comfortable with the double pegs and you want to start trying to form the ice pick, you can essentially just get into the stall, as I'll show you, and lean back a little bit and start forming the ice. Now, one cheater technique you can use is by resting your heel a little bit on the ledge, but again, this is all for the initial learning point. You don't want to do this when you're really learning the trick. So as you can see, now I've removed that heel and now I'm just balancing. And to balance, this goes back to the how to manual video that I showed you guys. Maybe go back and watch that. But it's all about placing your butt over that rear tire. And now I'm about to fall over. But again, just the butt over that rear tire and then just learning how to balance. And then to pick up. It all really depends on your own learning curve, but some people learn to grind before they learn to stall. I initially learned fake grinds. That's where curbs are so low that you can kind of go next to them and just lean your pegs. So that was my first introduction to a grind. But then I got really good at stalling because I was afraid of the speed with being in motion. And the perks of me learning how to stall before grinding is that I got really good at stalling so I can hold my balance in one set position for a long time. So then when I took it to the grind, then I already had a really good understanding of the balance point and I can grind longer. So you can learn the ice pick by going parallel to the ledge and trying to stall that way. But the problem with that is that if you're moving forward and you hop onto the double peg, there's no problem there because both of your pegs are locking on. But if you're going parallel to the ledge and you hop on and trying to ice, you'll kind of loop out. Let me show you. As you can tell, I'm riding parallel to the ledge. I hop on. Oh, that was like the worst attempt I've ever done. Hop on, ice, fall right back down. And the reason for that is that your momentum is trying to carry you forward. So if you hop on the ledge and try and stall, then it'll land and it'll carry your momentum forward and force the front end to drop. So that's why when you want to do a stall, you have to 90 onto it. Again, left foot forward, turning to the right. I'll do an ice pick in that direction. Hopefully it'll work out first try. There it is. And again, you just essentially gracefully fall off. So that's how you form the ice pick stall. Now the breakdown of that is a little more complicated. Again, this is where being familiar with manual is going to help because you're going to be in a manual position. So you have to hop in a manual position essentially. As you're turning 90, stab the peg. If you have brakes, this does make it easier. If you don't, that's fine. Your pedal pressure should do. And if you have a Freecoaster and you don't have pedal pressure, you're on your own. No, I'm just kidding. Essentially just stabbing the peg and having the right balance point will help. Another little life hack is that if you do ride a brick ledge like this, it has these ridges, and if the peg gets caught on a ridge, it just gets stuck automatically, and then you look like a champ. Once you're in this position, you're gonna be balancing. That's using your legs, your butt, and your arms. And once you're done, all you have to do is just lean a little into the ledge and then pop off, and you can either go kind of off straight, or if you're really good, you can just hop and turn right. All right, so I'll try to demonstrate a good ice pick stall in the middle of the stall itself. Let's see how that works. All right, I'm gonna take a little half crank around this camera, 90, stall. Good one. Ow. That was it. You don't understand. Explaining it while trying to not sound too out of breath, while thinking about what you're trying to say, is a little more complicated than it sounds. So as far as the troubleshooting goes, the things I see people mess up the most is really speed and precision. So the first part is they go too fast, so when they get onto the ice, they lean and fall over that side. You won't make it on. Oh. Dead. 90 enough, then your forward momentum will cause you to drop the double peg. If you're not in the right position, you'll lean too far back and then you'll loop out. Now that I've taught you guys how to ice pick stall and probably about a bajillion other tricks, make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help. It makes my channel more relevant and it makes me want to keep making videos. If I'm irrelevant, then I'll stop, wither away, and die. Do you want a dead elf? No one wants a dead elf. Today, I'm going to be giving away my wheel set. It's not the one that's on my bike. It's the one that was in the last video. I probably should have brought them with me, but carrying that around as you're going to a park, it's not the best. So we'll just pretend they're the wheels on this bike, but they're the wheels that were on my last build. Here we go. In no particular order, you guys will have 48 hours to get back to me. If you don't get back to me in the 48 hours, I will offer the wheels to someone else. And the reason for that is that I want to make sure that you guys are active users. I know a lot of people will follow someone and get into a contest but not really care for the creator, so if that's the case, bug off. I chose the people at random, but also I went through all your guys' posts. I tried to engage with as many as I could. Kind of glanced around your Instagram to make sure you had obviously followed the rules, which is to follow myself, follow Bad Luck Club, tag both of us, and make sure that you actually needed it. There's a lot of people out there that can use some help, so that's what this is all about. The winner of my front wheel will be young_B102. If you go to his Instagram, you can see that he followed the rules. He showed me his wheel is all wobbly. It sounded like the bearings are blown. He tagged myself, Bad Luck Club. He followed everyone, followed all the rules. So good job to you, Mr. Billy Polly. So you're the winner of the Shadow Symbol front wheel, my front tire, my inner tube, and I'll DM me your size and I'll get you one of the Brochachi shirts or one of the I'm That Cocky shirts. The winner of the back wheel, which is the Shadow Optimizer Freecoaster wheel, laced up to the Shadow rim and with a green Dawn and Squeak tire. And the winner is Carranza BMX. His name is Felipe Vargas Carranza. He's from Bogota, Colombia. So that's gonna cost me an arm and a leg to get it out to you, but it's gonna be worth it. So again, DM me your full name, your address, and your size for a t-shirt. I'll make sure to send you some of the merch as well as your wheel. So congrats to you guys. But also, I mentioned that I was gonna give away my seat, so there's gonna be a third winner today, and that is the homie Salem BMX. So Salem, I picked him at random, but he's been a long-time subscriber, always comments, always engages, he's always super cool. So I'm giving you my Shadow seat, I'll sign it for you, and I'll also send you some merch, so DM me your size. And that's it for this giveaway. As far as my bike, I still haven't quite decided on how I'm gonna do it, but just tell your friends to subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna be doing a lot more giveaways. I always have. I've given away all my bikes, my frames, parts, clothing, you name it. I like to give back to the community. Thank you guys for supporting me. I do appreciate it. On my way out, I'm gonna do an ice pick stall just to go out with a little bang. So let's see if I can get a good one. All right, guys, you know the deal. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.